Welcome. It's front page review on your dial 90.3 FM. It's voice of the people. My name is Jude. Ikame Jude. Check your time now. It's 7:02 a.m. and today is the 28th day in the month of May 2025. And of course, I am here because you're there. Quickly, we'll be doing this together. Yes. A couple of headlines here. So a couple of big, very, very big headlines here, I must say, this morning. Of course, I will be giving you stories. Yeah, stories making the round on front page of the Nigerian dailies. Yeah, from Daily Post to Punch to all of the newspapers. Okay, I hope you're ready for me this morning. Let's do this together. All right, Daily Post is gonna lead the way this morning. Daily Post has got big headlines, like I said. Now, let's begin. Tribunal lawyers file suit to compel senators to refund salaries for non-performance. And to Rivers now, fear heightens emergency rule may last beyond 6 months. Fear heightens emergency rule may last beyond 6 months. And then 2027 still, APC not afraid of opposition coalition, says Orji Uzokalu. We won't bow to intimidation. PDP governors, dear Tinubu, and of course, APC. We won't bow to intimidation. PDP governors, dear Tinubu, and the All Progressives Congress. Abuja explosion, suicide bombing attempt targeted at Army barracks, says NEMA. And we move to some of the national stories. Ex-governor Imoke feels proud as his product excels at National Sports Festival. May the 30th, Abia Police Commissioner orders officers to protect government infrastructure. May 30th, Abia Police Commissioner orders officers to protect government infrastructure. Moving on, NIMET predicts thunderstorms from today. Thunderstorms from today. And of course, as regards ground rent, Bode George blasts Wike, says he should have paid to show loyalty to the People's Democratic Party. Okay. Troops neutralize bandits heading to attack Plateau communities. It's a very, very big one here. Troops neutralize bandits heading to attack Plateau communities. And then Tinubu appoints new governing council members for Uni Abuja, UNN, NAU, and some other institutions. There's a full list there. Tinubu appoints new governing council members for Uni Abuja, UNN, NAU, and some other, And then moving on to some political headlines now. Big headlines. 2027. APC not afraid of opposition coalition, says Orji Uzokalu. PDP against plot to turn Nigeria into one-party state. El-Rufai explains why re-electing Tinubu in 2027 is impossible. Ex-AGF Malami slams APC for endorsing Tinubu's second term. ADC urges true Democrats to resist APC emerging dictatorship as Obono Obla kicks. National Convention, PDP United, Party NEC speaks on zoning. National Convention, PDP is united, Party NEC speaks on zoning. And then quickly we move to Punch newspaper now. Check the time, 7:06 a.m. Now there is a video. Nigerians are used to easy money. Orji Kalu defends Tinubu's economic reforms. It says Nigerians are used to easy money. Orji Uzo defends Tinubu's economic reforms. And then, outside Nigeria, U.S. suspends student visas as Harvard protests Trump's cuts. U.S. suspends student visas as Harvard protests Trump's cuts. WHO cuts budget after U.S. withdrawal, faces $1.7 billion shortfall. Veteran South Korean actor Choi Choo-woo dies at 68. And then Lagos to convert 550 more vehicles to CNG by July, according to Commissioner. Big story here, just coming in. Fresh $24 billion borrowing may balloon Nigeria's debt to 183 trillion naira. Did you hear that? Fresh $24 billion borrowing. Yes, 2027 is coming. There must be money to spend for election and for, money will flow, according to a friend. But then here is a big headline here. Fresh $24 billion borrowing may balloon Nigeria's debt to 183 trillion naira. Saudi Arabia declares June 6 as Salah Day. June 6 as Salah Day. FIU probes 48 billion naira suspicious transfers to Dubai and Hong Kong. NFIU probes 48 billion naira suspicious transfers to Dubai and Hong Kong. 2027 North, South, behind Tinubu, says Orji Kalu. North and South, behind Tinubu, says Orji Uzo Kalu. And then on Hajj 2025, Nigerian pilgrims die in Saudi Arabia. PDP neck under pressure as INEC validates Wike bagged secretary. To some more headlines now, quickly. Let me give you some more. I think that story is repeating itself again. Fresh $24 billion borrowing may balloon Nigeria's debt to 183 trillion naira. And then, panel declares North Central PDP Congress free and fair. Ex-Finance Commissioner joins Osun governorship race. PDP vows to resist APC's one-party totalitarian agenda. PDP vows to resist APC's one-party totalitarian agenda. 2027 APC not afraid of opposition coalition. Orji Uzo Kalu. Yeah. 2027 Southern Youths Group backs Tinubu for second term. Anambra 2025, federal might won't save you. ABGA tells APC candidate. All right, check your time, 7:10 a.m. Now we visit Vanguard newspaper. Quickly, federal government directs JAMB, Wike, NECO to blacklist CBT centers and, of course, candidates guilty of exam malpractice. Nigeria's debt heads for 180 trillion naira as Tinubu seeks 34 trillion naira new loans. Okay, I'm seeing 24. Okay, Daily Post and of course Punch is reporting 24 and Vanguard is reporting 34. Nigeria's debt is set to exceed 180 trillion naira. PDP to Tinubu, insecurity, economic worsening under your watch. Insecurity, economy worsening under your watch. To some more headlines now. Tinubu NCSP's DG review progress of strategic partnership with China. NEC sets up transmission infrastructure fund with about 2.17 kilowatt tariff charge. Crude oil export. The revenue falls 17% to $6.68 billion. State of the nation. It's embarrassing that we've politicized terrorism. Senator Obie, ex-Senate Chief Whip, is the one speaking here. Federal government directs JAMB, Wike, NECO to blacklist CBT centers, candidates guilty of exam malpractices. Naira appreciates to 1,620 naira per dollar in the parallel market. PDP to Tinubu, insecurity, economy worsening under your watch. Abductors of 3 church members in Ondo demand 15 million naira ransom. So 5 million naira each, right? As well. Alleged Abuja land fraud. Court orders arrest of FCTA director and of course 11 others. IBAS to defend Rivers budget before joint NAS committee, says Senate. IBAS to defend Rivers budget before joint NAS committee, according to Senate. Okay, let's see some more now. No automatic tickets in opposition coalition, says Lukman. As regards 2027, no automatic tickets in opposition coalition, says Lukman. PDP brought you to live. Bode George slams Wike for stealing party secretariat. Okay, I will move from there now and touch on just few headlines here. The Nation has got these headlines. So I states should establish forest guards by Afenifere. Shitu Oyebamiji join race for governorship in Oyo and Oshun. Federal government economic reforms yielding results, says AFDB. Nigeria requires $100 billion yearly to achieve GDP target. 1 dead, 9 rescued, many trapped as building collapse in Lagos. Elites, elders, clerics failed rivers. I think that Ibas is saying that here. He says elites, elders, clerics failed rivers. Tinubu in Lagos for 5th ECOWAS anniversary. Let me quickly move to Daily Trust now. 7:14 a.m. Malnutrition, street begging on focus as Nigerians mark Children's Day. After 1 year, PDP neck finally meets. And then Saudi Supreme Court confirms Arafat Day on June the 5th. Yes, June the 5th. Then Salah on June the 6th. Muhammad Ali's son of ex-PDP chair jailed 14 years for 2.2 billion naira subsidy fraud. Abuja explosion caused by suicide bomber targeting army barracks, says NEMA. Tinubu appoints governing council members for Uni Abuja and 2 other federal varsities. Troops neutralize bandits in Plateau community. 4 more to go here. 2025 Hajj. Over 1.1 million pilgrims arrive Saudi Arabia. Tinubu seeks approval for $21.5 billion, 2.2 billion euro. Oh God. That is on foreign loans. Tinubu seeks approval for $2.5 billion and 2.2 billion euros foreign loans. 7 killed in fresh Plateau attacks. 2 headers gunned down. Vigilante injured in Abuja community. Okay, The Sun is next. The Sun newspaper. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM, everyone. My name is Jude, in case you're just joining us. Now to Punch newspaper, 2027, Tinubu's endorsements driven by performance, not fear of opposition, says Kalu. Tinubu heads committee to oversee digital public infrastructure implementation. Federal government will ensure recovery of all stolen assets and funds, says Tinubu. 1.2 million Nigerians displaced by floods in 2024, according to NEMA. And then federal government goes tough on exam malpractices. Federal government will ensure recovery of all stolen assets. This is according to the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We'll be joining Rufai Oseni at this time to touch on some of these headlines this morning. Top of the morning to you. Welcome.
Okay, let me tell you something that you not. President Bola Tinubu administration was celebrating clearing the IMF debts, but he has taken more debts. Today he sent forward, yesterday I should say, he sent forward a request to the National Assembly for in total 45 trillion, $23 billion, 15 billion yen, $2 billion, everything put together is a total of 45 trillion. Question is, how are we going to pay it back? They say they want to use it for development, infrastructure. They should break down item by item what they want to do with the debts. And that's just it. If they cannot break it down, then we cannot go anywhere. And why are we taking such a humongous amount in debts? You see, we need to start asking ourselves questions because we are already taking debts down that generation yet unborn will have to pay for. And if care is not taken, we'll jeopardize our chances, put ourselves in problems, put ourselves in wanton destruction, and we'll never move forward as a nation. So the question is, where are we going as a people and as a nation? So when President Tinubu is saying all of this, that I'm clearing debts and everything, the truth has to be said, we are taking more debts. So please, I would like to charge you this morning. Call your lawmaker. Call your lawmaker. We are trapped. We are borrowing 45 trillion. 45 trillion is more than our incumbent budget. It will be on record that I was shouting about it. It's close to our incumbent budget. Our incumbent budget is about 56 trillion. So it's close to our incumbent budget.
Very close.
It will be on record that we are shouting about it now. We are shouting about it now. We are shouting about it now. Please, please, please. This National Assembly must be accountable. If they accept this, it might be another road to pain. It might be another road to domination. Let's be careful, because all the debts they've taken in the past, we've hardly seen what has been done with it. Let us not keep quiet. Let us keep speaking. Let us keep shouting, because this debt will affect all of us. If you are taking about 45 trillion debts, whoever is going to be the next president of Nigeria is already in a cul-de-sac. Look at our debt to GDP ratio. It is a very sad reminder that we are in big problem. During Jonathan's time, it used to be about 25, but now 25 percentage point, but now it's going to over 50. Buhari started his debt wahala. This incumbent president is continuing, and his own is more than usual. So we should call him out now. He should be on record that we have spoken. Tomorrow is going to mark the elections for the African Development Bank. There's a lot of politicking. It's an African bank where Nigeria holds a lot of voting rights, about over 57. About over 50.1% is needed to win. Nigeria has about 9% of the voting rights. The politicking has started. CD is a Mauritanian candidate. Amadou Hot is the Senegalese candidate. Chabalala is South African candidate. And you have Sam Mambo is the Zimbabwean candidate. The meetings are already on in Abidjan. And I got the chance to interview 3 of them. And we also played that on this platform. Why is all of this important? Because the African Development Bank also gives a lot of loan. They have a lot of money, for projects. While Adesina was there, they raised over 300 billion. And they were able to use that money for many projects across the African continent. In fact, they are currently doing another raise now of more funds. So the big question is, who will claim it? There are many projects that they are partnering with in Nigeria, agricultural zones and the likes, and many other projects like that. So after Adesina, finishes his term, who will take over? That's a big question. It's a lot of politicking. Americans also have shares there. And the truth is, America also have their interests. We also have, they tried stopping Adesina when he was going for a second time in 2020. Because he had some back and forth with the Americans. So it's going to be keenly contested. Let's see how it pans out. Other stories making the rounds this morning. The PDP neck has finally met. After all the manipulations not to make them meet, they have finally sat down to meet. We will see what comes out of that meeting. Conversations are on. Let's see the decisions they will take to be able to solve their internal problems once and for all.
Okay.
So, as we marked Children's Day yesterday, Don't forget, there's still a big problem of malnutrition among the population. There's still a big problem among children. And like we said yesterday, the president is in town for celebration of ECOWAS. It's been 50 years. In 1979, they did start the free movements, ELTS, also the trade union among ECOWAS is another thing. So they also did a lot of things as regards integration. But some of the problem with ECOWAS is still that the West won't sway. Remember the conversation about the eco currency, that didn't sail through because I mean France had their own ideas. Most of the African countries, especially those from this region, our French speaking region, still spend a currency that is largely domiciled in France. So these are the many issues. Integration. ECOWAS has also done some work as regards insecurity in some of the countries in the region. You remember the days we spent a lot on ECOMOG from the early 90s during all those crises and how, we became peacekeepers across the continent. Yakubu Gowon is the only surviving president, that was part of those that signed it then. So truth has to be said. Let's see how this pans out. Let's see how all of this in the coming days pan out. It's 50 years. The question is what's going to be the future, of ECOWAS. And let's not deceive ourselves. Only in April, they have started some of the activities. People were in Ghana. They launched a scholarship scheme in Ghana. I mean, there were many things that were done, all for this ECOWAS celebration. So let's see how all of these conversations pan out. ECOWAS at 50 has really benefited us. I mean, these are increasing big questions that we've not been able to answer. And when you don't answer these questions, you don't move forward as a nation, you don't move forward as a people, you don't move forward anywhere in general. But my charge for you this morning is, please, we need to call our lawmakers. 45 trillion has been pushed as a request. These lawmakers, if they accept it, a lot of people will call them rubber stamp again. I don't know what is happening. I don't know what is happening. It is very sad. So please, we beg on all and sundry, do the needful, put pressure. Nigeria's external debt may balloon to 183 trillion. When your debt is 183 trillion and your GDP is just barely over 200 trillion, then there's a big problem. When your debt, if this one is approved and we take this debt, and the debt is over 183 trillion, our GDP is over 200 trillion. Yes. Nigeria's debt may get up to 183 trillion, and our GDP is over 200 trillion.
What are we doing?
So we should be careful. You can't see it. You can't see it. And that's why when some people are so happy, they say they want to celebrate 30 kilometers of coastal road after 700 kilometers. It shows where our mind is. So
Rufai,
we are deceiving ourselves.
Rufai, as regards the River State issue, I hear some political activists in River State have expressed concerns over the body language of the sole administrator, which, according to them, might be an indication that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu may be extending the state of emergency in the state.
You see, all of those ones can joke for all they want. We will not, listen to their rhetorics. What President Tinubu did is as a constitutional aberration. If it's not an aberration, why did Wike tell some of the governors in their peace agreements, to go ahead and remove the case they filed in courts? So the truth is, we can't keep deceiving ourselves.
And then, but before you go, senators, lawyers filed suit to compel senators to refund salaries for non-performance. Daily Post is.
I support that. They should. They should.
Return. They should. Return. In this country, return. Okay. Oh.
They should. There should be accountability. There should be accountability. So, if we do not put accountability, then we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere as a nation. You see, you can't have senators that are not performing, and we are looking at them, and we are just fooling ourselves. It's not done. It's not good.
Okay.
It's not good. Yeah.
Thank you, Rufai. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Everyone feel free, very, very free to join the conversation this morning. We're streaming across all of our social media platforms. That's why I'm saying you can join the conversation this morning, and let's get your thoughts, okay? On WhatsApp 08171756338. I'm now being joined by a former commissioner of police, CP Chooks in Womu is joining us right now. Good morning to you, sir, and welcome to the show this morning.
Good morning, Ekpa and to the listeners.
Good morning to you. Welcome. Now, let's talk about the issue of Nyesom Wike. Just yesterday, Chief Olabode George, who is a chieftain of the PDP and member of the party's board of trustees, has blasted Nyesom Wike, for supervising the sealing of the PDP National Secretariat in Abuja. George accused Wike of betraying the PDP, betraying the entire party that had nurtured his political career. How would you look at this statement by Chief Olabode George? Wike betraying the PDP and sealing the Secretariat. Talk to us, CP.
No, there are two sides to it. First and foremost, Wike has already been noted as a black leg, a black sheep in the fold of the People's Democratic Party. He is a spoiler. He's just there to make sure he sinks that party. If he has his way, he will sink the party, just to impress the ruling party that has made him what he is today. It's a clear case of the man still wanting to be very relevant and for his political survival.
You said impress the ruling party. In your words.
That is on one side.
CP, you said impress the ruling party. Hello? Are you there? You said he's just there to impress the ruling party. Hello, CP? You said he's there to impress the ruling party, according to you.
Yes, so his interest. He's interested in. But on the other side, I will not fail to blame the PDP for walking into that trap, because it appears to me that the PDP as a party are only interested in how to go around elections, win election. They are not interested in doing the needful. The needful, is that if you have your taxes to pay, you pay your taxes. If you have your bills to pay, whatever rates, you go and pay them. So you find that the owners of the property they are using are owing. So if you see what Wike was doing, is still doing, he's doing it to impress the government that is working. If you didn't target only the PDP, he's sitting left, right, and center, whether you're a businessman or you're a politician. So for those who have been owing, they should do the needful and pay whatever charges, ground charges or whatever land use charge. They should go and pay FCT or FCDA, those debts owed. Even if they don't have enough to pay all, they can arrange with them and pay in tranches. Once they pay, they get their receipts and they continue to enjoy their property. So that one, if you look at it, 50-50, they have done the wrongs will be shared. On this side, it has political undertone. Then on the other side, the people have not done what is expected of them. If they had done that, all this grammar wouldn't have arisen. That's my take for it.
Okay, but now on the other side, people say when you're owing, aside the fact that Wike is a member of the PDP, with one leg anyway, aside the fact that Wike is of the PDP, when a tenant is owing, the landlord is free to seal the house and to tell the occupant to either relocate or something. And so that is what Wike has done. Let's not bring in sentiment into it. That's what some persons are saying. How would you look at that?
No, that's exactly what I've said now, but I said it in a different way. That if you're owing and the law covers the person, he has possibly a documented agreement between you, the tenant, and the landlord. That he has power.
Okay.
As far as the is concerned, he is just doing his work. But because he's sitting on the fence and doing the bidding of the ruling party, that's why they are giving it a political undertone. And you come to find out too that Mr. President knows fully well the way this thing will be interpreted and the way, interested political, groups will view it. He ended up saying, please go and unseal that place. Let them do their thing, because tomorrow they'll say it is him. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, by the one who had sent you to go and seal the PDP so that we'll sweep them off with our broom, sweep off the torn umbrella, and then make sure they don't even have grounds to go and send in their expression of interest form to the INEC when the election comes. Now, it will be so glaring that they are pursuing other parties to get them completely closed, their chapter to be completely closed for us to have a one-party state. So that is what Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, had done. But please, forget out whether they are owing you or not owing you. You can sort out that behind the scene, not openly. Send letters, whoever is the owner of the property, because from what we learned, the PDP is not the owner, the only tenants there. Let him go and settle them. Because I'm sure PDP is paying that landlord. But because the landlord possibly is a businessman and interested in his business, he has forgotten to go and do what is expected of him. So I am in this school of thought that you don't owe government. Whatever it is, go and pay them.
Okay.
I mean, whether it's tax or it is land use charge or whatever, or property rate, go and pay them. If you can pay all, negotiate with them and begin to pay in tranches. They will always accept it. After all, government is a continuum. If one person is there today, tomorrow is no longer. Fowler was heading the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Today his tenure has finished. Another person is sitting there. So you can't say no, that they must pay it because you are there. You can't be there forever now. Another person will come there to take over the position.
CP, let me take you to Rivers State, where I hear that the Senate yesterday said that the sole administrator of Rivers State, IBAS, and other key functionaries would defend the state's 2025 budget before the Joint National Assembly Ad hoc Committee, and that is to oversee emergency rule in Rivers State. Ibas is set to defend the budget. CP, some will tell you is an eyesore. It's not supposed to be. I mean, this man should have a way to run government. I mean, Tinubu should be able to find a way to sponsor this government. All right, not sitting there as an elected governor. That is wrong. Don't you think so, CP?
No, you are very correct. It is very, very wrong. The man sitting there is on a temporary basis. He's not the governor of that state. He's only a sole administrator. And even his position is equally shaky before the law. If you look at Section 305 of the Constitution, you find out that the process of even bringing the man there is flawed. That is why everybody is asking, what exactly is the judiciary doing? Well, I keep telling people, you can't begin to question the judiciary without approaching them. Approach them and challenge the man's status. Challenge his presence there. He's sitting there illegally as far as the law is concerned. They should go and challenge it. And then let us see the outcome, and the Supreme Court will put it down as a judicial precedence in future. So for the man to go and defend, that shows there's a collusion or conspiracy between the National Assembly and the Senate and the ruling party to perpetrate illegality. He has no business presenting or defending any budget. Absolutely no business. Since they know how to remove a lawfully sitting governor, they should also have a way of managing the place till the remaining 4 months or so comes to an end, and then goes back to his feet. That's what those who are rational should be thinking along. But you see, because the politicians, most of them are short-sighted, and because of the pecuniary gains, that's all they are calculating now. How much are we going to gain now if the man presents this budget? How much are we going to pad it so that during our oversight functions we cut our own? So everybody's interested in reverse money, reverse funds. But they fail to realize that there is God, according to the impatience, Jonathan, because they will never be in that National Assembly forever. Posterity will visit them. Those people who are doing these wrongs, karma and nemesis will follow them for not speaking the truth and seeing that the right thing is done. Is anybody going to flog you if you come out and voice against the wrong? Or if everybody there and say, no, I won't be party to this because this is very, very wrong, I won't partake in it. Some of us did it when we were in public service. When you come to an area because of pecuniary gain, I'll tell you I'm not part of it. Eat, if that will make me happy. I'm not part of it because I know that there is consequence to a lot of action. We are doing this to the state, and the state belongs to the people of Rivers. You can't come from Cross River State to Rivers and collude with people in Abuja to run a place arbitrarily and run it illegally and run it in a way that is contrary to the law.
CP, with the way things are going now, it seems this 6 months thing will extend, though. Don't you think so?
Well, let us watch. You see, one thing is that I'm not in the mood of speculating. I don't believe in speculation. I always tell people to have patience. Let us watch the thing to the end and see what will happen after that. Then, if they do the extension, that is why and where we will lose total confidence in what is happening at Abuja. Yes, at the seat of power. Nigerians, you see, my prayer is that let them not push people to the war, because by the time they push them to the war, if crisis begin, they may not be able to contain that crisis. And from what I'm foreseeing, that crisis will start from the people that are being, hit hard, the people of Rivers State. And before you know it, it will spread across the country. People who are hungry, people who are facing so much hardship, poverty and all that will drive a lot of reactions. These are things government should look at and I mean, not allow it to even rear its head, especially at this point in time. I have always been saying it that look, government should face security challenges, security issues, all these unknown gunmen and headsmen. They should locate their criminal hideouts and then inside the forest, use their force to come there and decimate the entire thing, decapitate them completely. Then we'll have peace, and then people can move around freely. Security. Then you think of how to galvanize the economy again. How do you reflate this economy? You look at areas of production, look at areas of how to get back the industry, how to, emphasize on agriculture, and so on and so forth, so that we go back again to what it used to be. These are the things I expect the government to do. Yeah, and finally, like Ndume said, you look at the welfare of the people.
Okay.
You can't have people carrying billions. Look at what we are told. Senators will take $2 billion for constituency project. House of Reps $1 billion. Where are the projects? Are we feeling the effect? I'm sure that is why they are pursuing Natasha Uduaghan, because they are very bitter. Why would she be executing this extent of project that is even making the governor Adodo of Kogi to be hated by his people, hated in quotes, because both the former governor and Adodo have not done 10% of what Uduaghan had done within a few months as senator of that place. So these are people, there are very few of them, you can count them with your fingertips, who are using the money given to them for the purpose of which it is meant for. It's not for people to go there and be cutting away money. That's the big minus for this so-called legislators that we are having now at the National Assembly.
All right, CP, two statements made by these two parties, the main opposition party, the PDP, and of course the All Progressives Congress. The first statement is by Orji Uzo Kalu. You know, he has declared that the APC is not afraid of the opposition coalition at all. You know, Kalu said that the opposition coalition has every right to challenge the APC, but the ruling party will remain focused on delivering its mandate. That's not all. That's not all at all. What's his name now? Governors elected under the platform of the PDP have also vowed not to bow to intimidation by the federal government. You know, the governors accuse the federal government of employing intimidation and exclusion tactics, saying they would resist such measures and remain steadfast in their commitment to good governance. So it's now a wooing game, all right? APC wooing more governors of the PDP. But the way you're looking at it, do you think some other governors are set to defect to the APC?
Well, we have seen one already from Delta State, and we have seen another one coming up very soon from Akwa Ibom, where the governor said that any commissioner that fails to defect with him to APC should resign, or he will sack him. So, you see, what is happening or what is playing out is what they saw in Edo State, where His Excellency the President asked the APC, do you want the governor of Edo State? He's there now, he's documented, the videos are there. And they say, why not? That's our interest. He said, okay, I'll give you Edo State. And he ended up giving them Edo State. You can see that's a very deep statement. You know what I mean? And it turned out the way the man had said it. So you find out that all the PDP governors who are just doing their first term are jittery, and they are very, very scared that the same thing of Edo will happen to them. So it is better they are now in APC, and they will use money to settle whoever will be aggrieved to pave way for them to have their second term under APC. That's just the game plan. So I am not surprised by what Sheriff did in Delta and what Eno is going to do in Akwa Ibom. And I'm sure Fubara is very likely to do the same in Rivers. You find out that even Mba in Enugu will likely do the same thing. All those ones
who
are PDP and are looking for second term will feel that the safe way to do it is to run into APC. Soludo would have done the same, but it's very late for him. The APC have already had their candidate, and Soludo too is having a lot of issues with the people in Anambra, both security-wise and the draconian method he's using under a democratic environment. The whole thing, when you add them all, is working against him. You should thank his stars if he smells the second term. Because the ruling party will solidly support their own candidate and be sure they remove him from that government house he has just built.
Okay.
And yes, they will surely do that. They will certainly and very likely do that. So you can see now what is playing out. It's game of survival. So those governors who still have second term to run for are trying their possible best to jump into APC before 2027. So whatever else Ojo Zakali is saying is what a party man is expected to say so that he will continue to be relevant in that party. That's exactly what is playing out.
CP, Nigeria is, okay, let me not say that. The federal government is set to borrow another $24 billion. Fresh $24 billion will be borrowed. And that may balloon our debt to about 183 trillion naira. CP.
My brother. You see, it's like postponing the evil day or the doomsday. I am really pained by all this quantum of borrowings. Number one is to borrow. Number two is how are you going to pay back? How are you going to pay back? They are not thinking about that. That will show you that they are typical politicians. Because in Zig's time, Dr. Namdaski will always tell you that statesmen will always think of the next generation. While politicians is only thinking of election, how to win the election and loot the treasury. Those are the interests of the politicians. They are not statesmen at all. Who are they accumulating this debt? They are accumulating it for generations unborn. And do they think that the generations unborn, when they come, that they will bless their memories? Because by then they will have joined their ancestors and become sand. You know, look at other developing countries. Let us even not compare with developed economies. See how they are conserving whatever resources they have, how they are managing themselves. Many of them don't even have oil. Does Rwanda have oil? Does Swaziland, do they have oil? Does Ghana, if they've discovered oil yesterday, what quantity do they have? Go and see how they are running their economies. And I won't even want to compare any of the North African countries. Those ones should be close to what Europe, maybe they are having Mediterranean influence. They are close to what Europe is doing. Our own is only squandering of borrowed funds. And when they finish squandering it, they think of going to borrow again. So why do we have the economic team? What advice are they even giving the government? The so-called economic team.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit of what is happening in the Southeast now. But before I go to the Southeast, I mean, Simon Ekpa is in the news this morning, big time. But before I begin to touch Simon Ekpa, Orji Uzokalo is saying that the North and the South are behind Tinubu. But we hear recently that the North, is planning to, go behind Tinubu to, destroy some, I don't know which word I want to use right now. But that the North is not with Tinubu anymore. The North is no longer with Tinubu, and that's why he's coming to the South to, ask this, unsettle the Southern governor, so to speak, so as to get votes. But here we have Senator Orji Uzokalu saying this morning that the entire North and the entire South are against Tinubu. Sorry, are for Tinubu, are behind Tinubu. How would you look at the statement?
That's a political statement by Joseph. Who is the North? Who is even referring to as the North? The North is a diverse environment. We have Christians who are at pains of how they are losing lives and government not doing enough to protect them. We have the Muslims who are equally suffering the same fate from the headman as well as Boko Haram and Iswa. So when you look at that side alone, you see that the North is totally polarized politically.
Okay.
Then you talk of the South, especially the South is see the extent of loss of lives we are having and the security issues, especially in Ebonyi. Some parts of Enugu State, Ozuwani, and those axes that have boundary with both Kogi and Benin states. The way people are losing lives in their farmlands, to the extent that they burn their houses, chase them away, and sit down there and balance that they are now the new owners. You can imagine a useless idiot from maybe either Chad or Niger coming to sit in Ebonyi and say that that is his conquered land. And then the government will keep quiet. All these things happening now are part of the things that will form the opinion of the people when the election paper comes. I mean, we still have 2 years to go. These are factors that will determine who they are going to support in the election. That is if their vote is going to count too. Because like that provides, if their vote is going to count, these are the issues that will arise at the nick of time.
Okay, now let's now talk about the issue of Simon Ekpa. We hear, I mean, I don't know if you've heard this name, the Biafra Republic Government in Exile. The Biafra Republic Government in Exile. I'm sure you've heard that, right, CP?
I've been hearing that.
Okay.
It's a figment of the imagination of Ekpa Simeon.
Beautiful. Now, let me now continue with the information. The Biafra Republic Government in Exile has declared a 2-day lockdown across the southeast region to mark the court appearance of Simon Ekpa in Finland tomorrow, May the 29th. You know, the lockdown, the group said, it's set for May 29th and 30th, intending to honor Ekpa's court appearance and celebrate the Biafra cause. CP, again, I've asked this question before. What is the Southeast, or let me not generalize it now, what is some section of the Southeast doing to the entire Southeast?
I've always told you that that EndSARS of 2020 is the genesis of what the Southeast is suffering today. You know, that jailbreak in Owerri that saw 2,000 people plus escape from their place. Those people did not go back to their homes because they know that the government forces will look for them. They all ended up in the forest. They are the ones causing this havoc for the people of Southeast. So all these alabagu and huge and cries that the people are suffering, and the alabagu that these criminals are, forcing down on the people, is exactly the situation in the Southeast. The reality is that the people are scared. You don't know who is behind you, watching all your time, listening to your statements. If you say, these people, government should come and deal with them, or maybe the next one will be the target. They know you, but you don't know them. So that is the situation in Southeast. That this so-called government in exile, that's the type of thing they enjoy. Which government is in exile?
Okay.
Where is their office? who are the members of the government in exile at home and abroad. That is exactly advanced 419 that Ekpa was using to be collecting money from people. Anyway, from those who are very stupid and very naive. He was telling them he's going to be sure that very soon we'll get this Biafra. He may even be telling them, and some of them are people with PhDs, and they believe it.
Oh, really?
He'll be telling them that he has already been to United Nations, and they have assured him that very soon they will give the Southeast a country of their own. Is that the way it's done? It's a very terrible thing. And the people, you see, the first thing, the law of survival is that whatever you do to be alive, you do it. Let it even be that you have labeled a coward. And that is exactly what is happening in South. People are just doing all these things. They are obeying them so that they won't end up being victims. Because if you say, okay, no, they are talking nonsense. What are they saying? We have army, we have police to protect us. When it happens, army and police will not be there because they will look for isolated locations, come there and burn down vehicles, burn down people's market and shop, and say, why didn't you obey government in Biafra in exile?
Okay.
And then they disappear in air. So who are you going to hold?
To be ready to lose the entire Southeast in 2027 general election, if he failed to dialogue with the non-violent pro-Biafra agitators who have been seeking an audience with him, he will lose the entire Southeast if he does not have a tete-a-tete with Biafra agitators. Your comment on that before we go?
Honestly, are they sure Haneze said this? They need to verify that too, because the Haneze I know and the leadership would not want to get involved in anything politics. It's a sociocultural organization that is thinking of how to, improve on the economy of the people of the Southeast and seek for how to get security for the people. Their concern shouldn't be issues like whether pro-Biafra or no pro-Biafra. What business do they have with pro-Biafra agitators? They should not get themselves involved. If actually they did, they should withdraw their statement on that. Leave those people. They know what they are doing. It is criminal enterprise as far as I am concerned that they call pro-Biafra. Who are the people behind the pro-Biafra? Let them come out. Let us see them. Where is their identity? Where is their office? Who are the persons behind them? Let them come out openly. At the end of the day, you won't see anybody because they know they are a criminal gang and enterprise. That's the truth of the matter. So we need to be very, very careful to distinguish what is going on.
03903 is the number to call. 0700 903. Let's talk now. This time, everyone. Okay. Yeah, let's hear the people's voice. 0700 903 903 903. WhatsApp 081 717 56.
By the herdsmen in Ebonyi State. In all of this, is Dave Umai aware that there is a village in Ebonyi whereby people are killed and their village is taken over? That is the question I want to ask this one. Because every time I do hear Dave Umai praising the government, praising everybody, praising APC, is it because he is a federal minister? So that is my take this morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Hello, good morning to you. What's your name and where you calling from? Hello? Okay. All right. Let me read this now for you. Okay, hold on. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Ekpa.
Good morning.
My name is Chukwude from Suru.
Okay.
All right. I want to disagree with what CP Chief said this morning because according to him, he already told that the Southeast is suffering from what they did or whatever. But in Nigeria as a whole, as of today, Southeast is the only place that have lesser manipulation as of today. The Boko Haram, the bandits, all the reorientated and the rehabilitated Boko Haram members. All are in the south and the north. Nothing like that happening in the east. So we are in a separate place. Coming to the what our analysis said, even if Tinubu dialogue with Kano, it cannot make the Igbos to vote for him in 2027. The Southeast cannot vote for him. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Can I talk to you now? Are you ready? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
The voice behind the microphone. This is Paul from Ebeda.
All right. Good morning to you.
I disagree with the former commissioner. I disagree with him 100%. I don't want to say things that is not shouldn't be heard, but for him to make such a submission that there shouldn't be any dialogue is quite disappointing. And tomorrow he will classify himself as one of the Igbo elders or the elite class. And they are the problem of the Igbo land. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling. Let's see what this person is saying. Endorsing his master, Tinubu, is now clear. That is Soludo, right? Soludo endorsing his master, Tinubu, is now clear to him that all that glitters is not gold. He may lose the state to the Labour Party, as the people would never vote APC, and it will be a suicide for them to try to rig it. Yeah, the master says, APC, go and get me Anambra State. After all, the chieftaincy title and endorsement? Well, is well. Sati Orisumbare sent that message. Okay, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Jide, good morning. My name is Innocent. I'm calling from Amu of the First State.
Let's go.
Jide, I want to talk. Why some of our Southeast people don't like peace to be in Southeast? Because when we tell you that there is people who doesn't want peace in Southeast, if your Highness Zendibo can say Tinubu should negotiate with these people and make sure that things work, mean that they want him to release Mazen Nandekalo. And if he can release Mazen Nandekalo in Southeast today, Tinubu will get at least 50% of Southeast. And if he can now add it up by making sure that his own party win in Anambra, my dear, 80% of Southeast is already for Tinubu. So Tinubu should think wisely. Forget those who is advising him not to negotiate with the pro-Biafran people or this and that. That person is campaigning indirect to his opponent, Tinubu opponent, is campaigning for him. So Tinubu should be wise enough to do the need from Southeast. We are ready to support him if he can help us to bring peace back to Southeast. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Innocent. Let me read this message. Good morning, Nikami Jude. I just laughed when Rufai said, call your lawmakers, to stop President Tinubu's borrowing. Rufai talks forgetting this is Nigeria and not US or UK. How many Nigerians have access to their lawmakers? How many have their phone numbers to start with? Do you think these current National Assembly legislators are ready or are really there for the masses? Thank you. Pascal Chimezie from Ikeja. Hello, good morning here.
Hello, good morning to you, Mr. Kamijude.
Good morning.
Yeah, Peter Omon says my name from Shomulu.
All right.
Now, Kamijude, I don't know. I asked one question the other day. Whether you know whether this CP should always sit back to listen to other people's comments, or after having said his own, he just left. That's why when he comes back the next day, in life, nobody knows it all. And we live by taking corrections. When you do something and people talk about it, talk against it, you listen and take corrections from there. See, I don't want to go there this morning because he has made some disappointing statements to me this morning. I'm not a Biafran person. I'm not a Ekpa person. But I think when a cause is justified, all the court in Nigeria will tell you that these people are not terrorist group. And you'll be coming and saying this thing. I don't like it. I am telling you honestly. So for me, that 32 minutes you gave him is wasted. Let me talk about what the Oju Sokalu was saying. That the old South and then the North are behind Tinubu. Which Tinubu are they behind? If you can do me a favor, I don't know how much it will take to sponsor it. I may not have money, but I can campaign for the listeners and callers on this station to contribute some money and give you to go to the street, or any of your journalists, go to the street, go to the nooks and crannies of Nigeria and ask the opinions of Nigerians, not only the politicians. The politicians are talking, defending the money they are looting. They are stealing from us. And then Nigerians are talking based on the hunger experiences they are going through. Nigerians, 80% are not behind Tinubu. They want Tinubu to go tomorrow if it is possible. Can we hear from Nigerians? Can we hear from the electorate on the radio station? Because you say Tinubu said this, Oji Sokanu said this, Omar said this, this one said all these are politicians that have destroyed this country. They want to bury Nigeria. But there are Nigerians who are eager, who are ready, who are optimistic that Nigeria can be recovered. And they are ready to recover Nigeria come 2027. Let us have, Nigeria, see, I did something in 1993. I traveled to my hometown during the campaign.
Your time is up, sir. Your time, please. Your time.
Okay, please. I think I stopped there so far.
Thank you so much.
You get that meaning that he wasted it.
Thank you. Thank you. That is his opinion, sir. It is not your opinion. All you need to do is call in and share your own opinion. All right? That is how it is. Okay, now let me read the message here. KC Onwoha Ojo Alaba is saying, mark today's date. Tinubu won't get any vote in Southeast. We won't vote for him. And then let me read this other message. God bless the former CP. Good analyst, very neutral. Day by day, no security in the country. I pray that Nigeria will be great again. To Chuku Ibezim from Egbeda Akunjo is the one who sent that message. Okay, let's see now. Top of the morning to you on another loan from federal government is expected because the government, what 43 trillion naira. What's your name? Additional was you in Ikorodu. Thank you so much. Okay, it's fine. Thank you. Do you know that in this country of ours, we have two presidents, Wike and Bola Tinubu. And another one is that we don't have National Assembly with APC, and people will be working on... Godwin, thank you. Thank you. Just take it easy, okay? APC government came to borrow and to squander, while rendering the country worthless and deep into poverty and hunger. The most annoying part of it is that the rubber-stamped National Assembly will never look back to approve or probe these reckless borrowings. This is very sad, and I wish 2027 will be a good turnaround for Nigeria. Have a blessed day from HROHBC Nwoko in Oshodi. Okay. Please, can all the chartered accountants, the economists, professors, and politicians tell the masses what happened to the taxation the people are paying, including our natural resources, that these wicked rulers end up in so much borrowing in order to finish the country? On Mazin Nnamdi case, why is government with
this compound? That is not only to his office, go to his bedroom. Without it, PDP is dead. PDP have lost that fast. They have lost that east. They have lost North Central. So what is remaining again for PDP? Forget about all these governors that are defecting. What the only thing PDP needs now is P2P to go and beg him and bring him back. They should start Wike, start Atiku. Because it was Atiku that killed PDP. It was Atiku that started this thing. When he said that they should not zone it, that you don't zone what you don't have. That he had 11 million votes in his back pocket. That what we need is 5 million votes to win an election. That they should not zone it. That was what caused all the problem. And that is where they are. If they need P2P, Nigeria, where Nigeria is heading to now, we need PDP and the P2P not to start. PDP and the obedience to march together now to remove this government, to chase them away. Look at all the borrowing. Can you look at all the borrowing? Over 2 years, Tinubu has borrowed more than $10 billion. We will not see anything Tinubu use it. All we see is private jet, yachts, renovation of BP house, traveling, lavishing.
All right.
That's the only thing